Wow, 22 minutes. That's tough. That's tough. Let me apologize. It's all jokes, ladies and gentlemen. And I had a vision. We are introduced to the core OG crew of Monica, Chandler, Phoebe, and Joey having an orgy in their favorite hangout spot. Monica is impregnating the sperm banks with a story of her latest sexual conquest. Joey effortlessly fucks her, and mid tier clown Chandler joins in the assault. Phoebe is jerking it to her and a memory of a aforementioned Carl, who sounds to be a mate and only succeeds in making herself sad. Monica whips out her bridesmaid cock and balls and tells everyone to relax. It's just two people going to dinner and not having sex. You are far enough into the video to know exactly where this is heading. If this is your cup of tea, then. But if not, this is your chance to click out. But if you choose to stay, you might learn something. They all go at it for a time skip or so, and Joey shifts position, and Chandler is giving his wide load to the gang, an absolute riveting wet dream involving his own mother. Very sensual. This video is an attempt to unpack all that. Chandler's mother never calls, fucking him in the process. More time passes, and Ross, deuteragonist to Joey, who's closest to playing himself in this show, shows up with a phallic shaped umbrella. Ironically, Ross sounds like he just got freshly seated. Cupped. Joey plows Ross in front of everyone as a response to the vibe. Monica sucks him off, and Ross indulges the group, nutting in them with relationship problems that has nothing to do with his physical penis and everything to do with feeling sorry for himself. Chandler offers his testicle-shaped cookies, but Ross passed. Monica offers her bowl-shaped cup of coffee, and Ross graciously accepts as he sits down in relief. Phoebe does some witch shit Ross's cock is not responding positively to, so it gets a little rapey. Phoebe gets a little rapey. Ross is fed up with the stabbing and asks to be left alone to jerk it himself. Monica isn't having it and finger blasts him. Ross bucks his own relationship. Chandler just couldn't hold it in and admits he wants to be a lesbian sometimes. What a meltdown. Hoey, ever the pragmatist, spits on and shines off Ross's swelled member and insists the release he needs is in physical gratification instead of meditation or medication. Ross spits back with his fiery will to get Mary's. Enters Rachel in a bride's dress. Ross just splooged and the universe just caved. That's impressive. Impressive manifestation. Nat 20 scene. Chandler, Nat 0. You hate to see it. Monica introduces Rachel by spewing her wad with everyone's name in it. Rachel seems excited by Ross coming up for a handshake, but Ross fails to commit. Joey dusts him off and gaped Ross off for trying. Rachel sits down in a sigh of relief when Monica gets behind Rachel with her cock, insisting, whips out her own, and starts shooting. Rachel is really good at pile driving other people. It's like it's in her colonizer blood. I bet she just does it without realizing. The staff and Ross just take it too. God bless them. Rachel doesn't want to get white girl married, so she foregoes the freedom of capitalism for the Ashura fighting hell of capitalism. And ultimately, lots of sex with her friends. They travel to Monica's apartment from there to watch a show on Telemundo and give birth to thought crimes like gaslighting. In the background, Rachel is on the phone getting absolutely sandblasted by her dad. he retracts access to his cock and balls. To be fair, Rachel smashed him and her fiance off pretty hard. It's like we didn't have a conversation about this beforehand. The game climaxes at the baddie on TV getting raked down the stairs. Everyone applauds. Ross changes positions to get fucked on by Monica trying to spank it, but getting cum showered by her dad instead. And Ross gets to be closer than anyone else for that. Ross is kind of a slut for Rachel drama, I'm not gonna lie. Rachel, caught up in the moment, jizz shows her reflective thoughts on how all her life she's been getting rest and relax fucked, and that for once she wants to crank it herself. Unfortunately, her dad proved to be unwilling or unable to be fertilized for this. Rachel pulls a power scaling Manny and chuckle fucks Monica from across the room in her own apartment in front of all her friends and brother. This isn't even a twosome. She just straight up married Monica. What a bad bitch. Monica is giving her wife oral to soothe her. Phoebe begins molesting Rachel with the wrong side of the tracks. Rachel faked it. I say this happens after the post reverse nut of Rachel's father because we had a time skip. Joey's allegations are skyrocketing on Rachel, but only because Ross is slow to tee up. Enters Paul, the wine guy. Everyone wants to maul Paul. Chandler probably wants to kill him. Monica, as a professional courtesy, asks for permission to slap everyone with her meat in order to prostitute herself to this guy, and the gang combine dicks for the express purpose of floorgying Paul, the wine guy, with wine as the lube. And then, the universe. I feel like in a later season, Paul would have got like a woo as he entered the scene, but no. Silence. Get motherfucked, Paul's actor. We can't even go 2 minutes or a time skip without Phoebe ducking and kumquatting the entire room with her eyelashes. Paul is visibly perturbed, but he took it in stride. Ross finally shoots his shot, and now the orgy is awkward. It's an awkward fuck. Nobody wants to be here. He's more put off by himself, TBH. It's like slapping meat together, except it hurts. Ross spits out that him, Joey, and Chandler are gonna have a gangbang powwow later. Chandler is excited, because words matter. But Rachel respectfully declines. Joey extends Ross's sex party R us cock to Phoebe, but she just spazzes on everyone. Phoebe is like a force of nature villain, bro. Time skip to Ross's apartment, and they are all on opposite ends of the room, getting steam engined by technical writers from IKEA. Ross can't feel his legs. Ross is still bearing Carol's child, the fruits of which reveals the massive cock Carol power drilled into Ross after their marriage. That is why we sign a prenuptial agreement. And keep it pushing. Monica, somewhere else, is having cumwad sex with Paul at an Asian themed restaurant. They have a bottle of sake on the table. The perfect lube for Paul to bank himself off all over Monica and the bottle and chairs. Rachel, backpedaling, is teeing up to Mary Berry, fitting off sex bots in her phantasm. Ross nuts in Chandler and Joey, but Joey proves infertile and turns it around on Ross, working him over. Ross is receptive. Dag. I actually didn't realize Ross just got divorced. Like, Priceline divorced. That's typical. Ross asks the big questions and finally puckers up to the outer world to end the night off. Let it be known that the trio waking up the next morning is always a finger blast to the universe. Rachel semen extracts Joey and Chandler early that morning. I like my dicks like I like my coffee. Not gonna finish that. It's implied Monica had physical relations with Paul last night. Or at the very least, they slept together in the same room. Paul slams the door, screw the room, I guess. Very bold after the implications. Chandler is literally shaking. Joey teases Monica about her perceived holy matrimony to Paul, the wine guy. Monica penetrates Joey, and Rachel supports Monica with her silent cucking. From there, Chandler just whips out and starts waxing it so that everyone can see. Rachel, as inquisitive as ever, is unaware of the Sisyphean nightmare to come, and I think that's hilarious. Hoey joins in with his actor credentials and gets absolutely punished for his troubles. I'm serious. He tapped out of the powwow, absolutely bisected, removing access and consent in the spirit of sex. Fuck, boy. Fuck. We need a safe word or a prenuptial. Monica is aborting Paul's baby because she's scared, probably for good reason, because Paul had a sexual past. Jeez. It kind of feels like Monica was just chomping at the bit to find the dark side of Paul the wine guy's phallic shaped wine bottle. Is this self destructive? Pretty much. She's venting all her well earned fears at the coffee shop much later in the day. Phoebe freaking doms Monica into some foot stuff. So I'm seeing the power scale, and it looks like it goes from Phoebe at the very top, who can and will attempt a boundary break on anyone, to Joey, who is a known sex offender. Feels kind of biased, but this did air in the mid 90s. I mean, this isn't the cast of Archer. Rachel touches base with everyone after fucking and getting fucked to the limit, up several interviews. Probably by being honest. So to decompress, she says fuck the world by fucking her daddy just one more time. She did it purely out of reflex. What fate, what arrival awaits Rachel without daddy's wheel of fortune? The gang get together to bukkake Rachel in her and her wife's apartment. They combine to create a super dick in order to pressure Rachel into properly fucking the world, but more importantly, herself. Phoebe, I don't know, helps. It's really unnerving to hear her character trauma dump under the laugh track. That exact cocksnot is too real. Phoebes is indeed a force of nature, and I am genuinely concerned that she doesn't take medication. Rachel folds and takes the red pill. Way to go! Renegade for life! You're gonna go far, kid. Later that night, Ross and Monica are neurotic as fuck. Must be a full moon. Monica kisses her brother goodnight, which is weird. Ross shoots his shot to Rachel. Finally. He's a slow starter. And they go back and forth like, no, no, please fuck me. No, please fuck me. Oh, just get married already. Ross opts to finger himself and invites Rachel to partake, where she reciprocates a maybe I'll marry. It wasn't an outright rejection, and that's a compliment in my book. And for a man to bend over and invite you to finger his bowl shaped cookie, that kindness was surely an act of inherent love. Ross ends the scene saying he, quote, grabbed the spoon. Grabbed a spoon. I watched the episode twice and many more times during the editing of this video, and I have no clue what the hell he's talking about. But I think it's a euphemism for shooting your shot with a lady. Post credits. We're at the coffee house, hangout spot. We are at the coffee house hangout spot. It looks like the morning. We don't know how much time has passed. Phoebe is casually making everyone her bitch. It's very sensual. Rachel enters the scene, revealing her new job sucking dick. Chandler inquires if she's doing it professionally or because she likes it. Rachel replies professionally, and everyone's on board. Chandler gets the honor of the final nut of the episode, and I think he's a mid-90s trans allegory? Question mark? No, you're right. Too subtle.